Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be our third. So if you would like to see how our last trimester went, please keep watching. So we're actually going to the hospital today to be induced, so we thought this would be the perfect time to sit down and just do a recap of our last trimester, and then we're gonna get on the road and go to the hospital. But I am going to be filming a labor and delivery video following this, so just so you know. So I made some notes like last time. So I weighed myself this morning and I ate like crap like the last 3 days. So I think I gained somewhere between, what did we say, 20 and 25 pounds, right?
Yeah, about.
So it's not horrible. My diet this whole entire pregnancy has been awful. So I'm actually surprised I didn't gain more. I think with Jaden I gained 18 pounds.
And then for me, so for my weight gain, so I know that they say that a lot of dads or a lot of men in these situations gain weight, whether it's because of sympathy eating or whatever it is. For me, it was actually the opposite. I am the type of person where I kind of like hold all of my pressure and everything, I guess, on like my shoulders. Just I'm very like outward about it. So I'm very excited to have this baby and like all of that, but this whole process, though it's been fun, it's been interesting, it's been cool for me, it's been very stressful at the same time, just making sure that we have everything set up, just making sure that we're good to go. I'm the type of person to where I feel like everything kind of has to be perfect, so we just keep having to get things and get little things here, and then once we get something, it's just not enough, and then we get more and more and more and more and more. So for me, it just became a little bit, I guess, overwhelming. So I've been losing weight. So, you know, like
He pretty much lost the amount of weight that I gained.
Yeah, like I started off at the beginning of this, you know, I was roughly around 235, 240. And I weighed myself the other day and I was like 220 almost on the dot, like 222, kind of here and there. So I've lost about 20 pounds in just this whole process. But that's just because of the type of person that I am. I get stressed out easy, so I have to organize myself and everything kind of has to be perfect. So that's what happened with me and my weight gain, or loss, I should say.
So for maternity clothes, I only bought one thing for maternity clothes, and it was these high-waisted leggings from Boohoo, and I wore them one time and I hated them. They didn't like hold anything and they stretched out and there was like a rip in them already and I hadn't even worn them once. So that's the only thing that I personally purchased for maternity clothes. I got lucky being, well, kind of lucky being pregnant in the summer, because all I could wear is tank tops, oversized t-shirts, and shorts. So I didn't really have to put much thought into it. So that's pretty much what I lived in like the entire summer, and then like sundresses and stuff like that. Then another thing that I had to do this trimester was I had to do the gestational diabetes drink, which I was a little worried about because, like I said, my diet hasn't been the best this pregnancy. I didn't get it my first pregnancy, and then I didn't get it this pregnancy either, but I didn't even know if I had it because they literally didn't tell me until like 6 weeks after I took the test. So by then it probably would have been too late anyways. Like we said in our other kind of like recaps, like this doctor's office has not been the best. It has definitely not been the most positive experience, like at all. I would never recommend anybody going to them, but because we have like slim pickings around where we live, we're just kind of stuck. But we did that, and I thought I remember being able to choose the kind of drink that you get, but they gave me like an orange one and it actually just tastes like Sunkist, so it wasn't that bad. And then you drink it within, I think she said 5 minutes. It was something crazy. He didn't go to this appointment, but I think she said within 5 minutes you have to drink it. It was something like that. And then you go and then they do like the ultrasound and like the urine test and stuff like that. So.
And then, so then back to the whole stress part of everything. That's kind of what I was saying about that, was just that I want everything to go perfect, and when the doctors seem like they don't really know what they're doing or don't really have their stuff together, or maybe they're a little bit like disorganized, it really throws me out. Because I like to be organized and know what's going on, and then we had to ask a lot of like what was happening and what our results were for this, that, and the other, and we'd show up and they wouldn't say anything. If we didn't say anything this entire time, I don't even know like how, like where or how we would be in this whole process. I can't imagine. We
would be having this baby at home because they wouldn't have told us anything.
Yeah, like I can't imagine like the other women and men and couples that like have babies with with this particular doctor and this hospital because it has been a crazy ride for us. And we literally, like I said, if we would have stayed quiet the entire time, I wouldn't even know what was going on. We wouldn't know anything.
We wouldn't even know the gender.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting 2 facials this trimester, which was kind of like a waste because she couldn't put like anything on my face. But when she was doing my last facial, she noticed that I had like broken capillaries or whatever. And she said that that could happen during pregnancy because your skin is just like uber sensitive. Like I already have sensitive skin, but it's even more sensitive. So I did get a couple of like broken capillaries, like right here. It kind of looks like rosacea, but then like little red spider veins. So I was hoping they would just go away on their own, and they kind of did like a little bit, but the esthetician said that if I wanted them gone completely, I'd have to go and get them like, what'd she say, like lasered off or something. So
Something
I'm
like that.
not looking forward to that. But oh, and then we accidentally met the doctor. According to everybody, like some of his coworkers, I went to the same doctor. They didn't even meet him until the day of delivery. And one of my appointments just happened to be when the nurse practitioner was like on vacation or called in sick or something, and he was there. So we accidentally met him, and he was nice, but I couldn't understand anything he was saying. Thank God Frank could. He seems nice. He obviously knows what he's doing. I mean, he's been delivering babies for, I'm assuming, probably 20 plus years, but it's just like worrisome that I keep telling Frank this whole time that I've been pregnant, that it's just with Jaden, when we lived in Kansas, I'd already met his doctor like 5, 6, 7 times before I saw her the day of delivery. And then this doctor, we just accidentally met him. So it's just weird to try to trust a doctor that you don't even know. And then when we did meet him, he didn't even know that I needed the Rhogam shot for being Rh negative, and we had to tell him. He had no idea. And then he had to have his assistant go check my file, and like they say that the shot is like crucial around like 28 weeks because you could lose your baby or whatever, and he had no idea. So had we not have said anything at that appointment, I never would have got it in time, and then who knows where we would be. So it's like little things like that. And then again, we're supposed to be trusting this guy for delivery, and I'm just like all sorts of like freaking out. But
which is kind of part of the next part of that too, that I don't know if you really want to talk about, but so we've always discussed like the difference between here and the Midwest. So here in the Midwest, it's completely different. Okay, so I myself, I obviously haven't had a baby back in the Midwest, but my stepmom did, and she obviously did as well. So I've kind of been around it a little bit, and so it's just different there. So the Midwest, like when you're back, it's like all of the rooms. Like you always get your own room.
you get your own room, and it looks like your own house. Like it's like super comfy. They give you like a queen size bed to recover in. Like it's just like more comfortable.
Yeah, and it's like you could really, like you could sleep like multiple people there. Here, from what we've seen and from what I've heard from everybody that I work with, I've tried to stay positive about the entire thing, which is part of the whole stress thing, but it's hard because when I listen to everybody and I listen to their experience, they basically tell you it just kind of is what it is unless you want to pay a ton of money. So pretty much out here, I mean, you have a really, really dense environment. You have, millions of people in a small area, and yes, there's multiple hospitals, but it's still not enough to manage all of the people that live here, in Southern California. So for the most part, you're sharing rooms with people, you're sharing bathrooms with people. I hear that when you actually go through the like delivery part of it, that you have your own room and you're fine. But then when you go to recover, you're sharing with people. I've heard that in some hospitals, not the one that we're going to, but I've heard in some that there's 3-4 people to a room. So it just seems to be a little bit.
It doesn't matter if you have insurance or not.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you have insurance.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're on Medi-Cal. It doesn't matter what you have.
Unless you're willing to drive to where?
How
do you say it?
Cedars-Sinai.
In Beverly Hills, then you can get your own suite and your own room.
Yeah, so some hospitals, you do get your own room, and that's, so one, it's either because you're lucky, or 2, it's because you're going to pay for it. So we looked up at some of the hospitals and what it would be like for us to get our own room. At some of the hospitals, it's $20,000 a night to get your own room.
Which to me is totally worth it, but for him,
I'm not trying to pay like a couple semesters of college, for her before she's even here. So, for me, that's not worth it. So assuming that everything is like happy and healthy, it's going to be hopefully 24 to 48 hours and we're in and out, I hope. So with our fingers crossed. So I'm trying to keep some type of a positive mental attitude about it. So we'll see as we come, but those are some of the things that are a little bit different between the Midwest and here. And you know, it's just kind of unfair for her because she got that experience of the Midwest. So she kind of knows how it could be, or really how it should be, right? Because you have millions of people paying thousands and thousands of dollars. You would think that these hospitals would invest, right? Like, that they put money into these places and they would expand on their wings and expand to get more rooms to really kind of accommodate for this massive, like, huge population that's been here for years. I mean, you would just think that that would be something that they would invest into for their patients. But, you know, whatever. So I personally don't know everything about it. I don't know like their financial issues. I don't know what's going on. But I'm just saying it's just kind of irritating to know that it seems like there's millions of dollars that get dumped in these facilities like every year, and they don't really care or act like they care or do anything about their patients.
Or they just try to do everything cheap way so they can profit.
Yeah, they really try to do everything, you know, as cheaply as possible so they can get a huge profit. It's fine, whatever, do your thing. But I'm just saying it'd be nice if it felt like in some cases that your patients actually mattered. I'm hoping that the right person maybe might see this or might not, but it is what it is.
So then we'll talk about the RH shot that I had to get. So again, we had to remind the doctor that I needed it. So we ended up getting it at 28 weeks, but that's after the nurse practitioner told us that we were able to get it in the office. So she said our next appointment, she would give it to me in the office. All we had to do was clear it with the insurance and then they would mail the shot to her or whatever. Then when we accidentally met the doctor, we told him and he goes, no, like you have whatever his work insurance is, that you have to go to the hospital. So then we later figure out it's because he gets more money, or he has a deal with like the whoever supplies the shot or whatever, he has a deal with them with the hospital, so he gets more money. So had we been on Medi-Cal or whatever, we could have got it in the office, but because Frank has like pretty decent insurance, we had to go to the hospital. So we end up going to the hospital, and then we fill out the paperwork, and then they end up telling us that we can't get the shot because the primary doctor didn't release us, or like our OBGYN didn't release us. I don't know. It was ridiculous. So then we left the hospital, we went back to the doctor's office, and then Frank ended up getting into an argument with the secretary because she didn't want to help us. And again, they said it was like really crucial that we get it at 28 weeks. So he ended up arguing with her a little bit, and then she finally got on the phone, called our primary doctor, got everything figured out, and then we were able to go back to the hospital to get the shot. And I think we were at the hospital for like 2 hours. The whole process was like 4 or 5 hours long just to get the shot that they supposedly already knew I needed at like, when did we see them? I was like 9 weeks along, and they knew I needed it then, and then they just didn't like push it through or something. Like, they're super unorganized. They don't know what patient is what and like stuff like that. So it ended up being like a really long process, and had he not argued with the front desk, like, who knows? Yeah.
And so then just to kind of just throw in my own little piece about that. So again, it just kind of seems like they don't really care about their patients. I understand that there's a huge like healthcare like deficit that's across the world, right? And that there's a lot of debt that's out there like in healthcare, but that still shouldn't stop somebody like a front desk receptionist or a nurse or whomever from being polite and having some type of courteousness for their patients and their staff. I don't care if you have no insurance or you have the best insurance in the world, if you're low income or if you are the richest person in the world. You should treat everybody with some type of respect, and you should go the extra mile for them and not try to talk down to them like they're stupid or like they're ignorant or like they don't know what they're doing. It's incredibly frustrating, and how this front desk staff was acting. She basically was telling us to, pretty much in kind of a nice but kind of rude way, to just basically just like go away, and that the next day we can call in and try and find out what's going on. Yet we're being told at the same time that this shot that we're supposed to get at 28 weeks and how it is detrimental to our baby's health and how we need it, yet we can't get it because we just need to go away and then call our insurance and then call this person and call that person and try and figure out like what's going on. So I don't really do well in those situations in which somebody is not trying to find a solution and they're just trying to send me off. So then that's when I kind of got a little heated, and you know, like I basically said, like, we're not leaving this office until you get that shot and you find a way to get that shot, and then we'll go get it and then we'll take care of it, because if I lose my baby because of somebody's negligence, then that's going to be a problem, right? Like, whether that's a lawsuit, whether it's like whatever it is, but I'm not dealing with it. I'm not going to lose my first daughter because of, you know, like somebody not doing their job. So then we finally got the shot, and then, you know, we're fine. So
So then for me, this trimester, I started getting like back aches, and then we got into the whole team no sleep.
Yeah.
Him included. So it started off like in the beginning, and then here we are to this point. I'm 39 weeks in like a couple days. So it's got to the point now where I can't sleep, or I couldn't sleep on my back at all, and I either sleep on my stomach or my back when I'm not pregnant. So I couldn't do either one of those, and I could only sleep on my sides with pillows on both sides. And then I swear, I tell them this all the time, for me to move from one side to my back to my other side, I swear I'm burning like 1,000 calories. It literally takes, I have to move my entire body, and then I'm grunting and he's waking up, and then I have to like flip over. Oh my God, it's literally, that's probably why I didn't gain a bunch of weight, because I burned like 10,000 calories at night just flipping from side to side. And then I started getting the, what was it called? The leg cramps, but what'd they call it? Restless leg syndrome. So not only do I have to sleep on side to side, but then my whole side, my leg and my like hips and stuff would start to ache. So then I have to flip to the other side. So we haven't slept. I don't even know the last time I had like a good night's sleep this whole entire third trimester. So yeah, we definitely entered the team no sleep this trimester.
Yeah, which for me, just from the male perspective, I tried to stay up with her, I guess. If she wasn't feeling good, I tried to rub her back. It didn't really bother me like at all. Like I got up with her like all the time. If she didn't feel good, if she was flipping over, she was trying to find a comfortable spot, then I'd rub her back. I would do like whatever I could, because I feel bad in the process that she's carrying around our baby and there's nothing I can do. I feel completely helpless. So if I can wake up for 5 seconds and rub her back, cool. But the one part that was super frustrating, right, was that, so like I would do all of that, it's fine, but she's, I don't know, she's just like the loudest complainer, right? And I'm not talking about like her saying things or her being like, I'm tired, no. It's like she would roll over, and instead of just like rolling over, she's like, like it's all like the loudest, like just, and it would wake me up every single time. So it's fine, like I got used to it, it's cool, like I'm there for her, fine. But it was just like an adjustment for me to get used to 2 to 3 hours of solid sleep a night, if that, which I know it's only going to get worse when we have a newborn. Not completely ignorant to that, so I'm ready for it, I think anyway. But yeah, like it was just kind of an experience. I thought I would be getting less sleep after and not before.
So also the baby dropped, I think right when we entered, no, we were like midway through the third trimester, the baby dropped, so she went straight down, and so that has been like a pain. We were going on walks for a little bit, and then we bought some like stomach corset things, support system things. I'll talk about that in like another video or whatever. A couple things worked, a couple things didn't, but we stopped going on walks because I just like couldn't do it anymore because she was like sitting too low. Then we also posted our gender reveal, which I will post a link to in the description box if you want to check that out, so you can see that we're having a baby girl. Obviously he's mentioned it a couple times. So we went out to Lancaster and we filmed it in the desert, and it was just me, Frank, and Jaden, and then I edited it, so it was like a homemade movie, but it worked out for what it was.
Yeah, it's nice.
So then I told you guys the last trimester recap that I started getting like really bad back knee, but my face was pretty clear, and all of my back knee cleared up, thank goodness. So I have none of those. Then my face got really, really, really clear. Like right now I have no pimples, knock on wood, but I also have been drinking a buttload of water, so I think that has a lot to do with it. But yeah, my skin is like super clear, so that's cool. This is horrible back pain, but I already talked about that. Oh, and then my chest went from a 38D to a 38 double D. So I'm hoping that after this baby, it'll go back to like half their size, because like I'm all for it, but because I already have implants, like I don't want any, like this is too much. It's too much. It's too much. I'll say it. Then we went on the hospital tour, which doesn't even matter because we're going to a different hospital, because apparently the hospital tour that we went on won't take anybody under 40 weeks and they won't take anybody being induced, and I'm being induced at 39 and a half weeks. So we went to the hospital tour, and I was going to talk about it in this video, but there's really no point because we're not even going there, and we didn't do the tour at the hospital that we're going to, so we don't even know what to expect. So,
well, it's not that they don't induce, it's just that they won't let you induce until you're at least 2 weeks past your due date.
Yeah.
We're at 39 weeks and some change, and she's over it, and you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's her choice if she wants to do it now, which the nurse practitioner said that she could, we can, so we went ahead and we scheduled it for today. So
and
that's what
she actually suggested that we do it at 39 weeks. So I don't know if that's like a new thing that they're doing out here. I don't know. It doesn't seem like everywhere is doing a 39 week thing. To me, it's even a little weird because they always like tell you that the baby needs to stay in there the longest as possible. But she suggested that I could do it because we're full term and and then our last appointment she was 7'15", so she was 8 pounds, and so she was saying, well, let's do it now because we don't want her to get any bigger and then you have to get a C-section. Then we got to do the 4D ultrasound. We did that at 30 weeks, and then we did it again at 31 weeks because she was asleep. 30 weeks, and she wouldn't wake up. We got some really cute pictures. I'll insert them so you can see them, and like that was really cool. Do I think that it was like, I don't know, Frank said that he wouldn't care if we ever did it again, but I feel like I would just do it anyways because I really want to compare her picture from then to when she actually comes out to see if she looks like it. But it was like really cool being able to see that. And then we got a stuffed bear with her heartbeat in it, so when you squeeze it, it'll play her heartbeat. So this is what it looks like, and then I just put one of her newborn onesies on it.
Which I think we kind of talked about it too. Like I think we talked about the 4D ultrasound in a different video, but yeah, I just don't really care to do it again, I guess, if we ever had any more kids. The main reason why is just because I just felt like yeah, it was cool. Like you got some cool angles and stuff like that, and it was fine. But I just felt like it just didn't really live up to the hype that I thought it would, and it wasn't as clear as I thought it would be. Like you could get some clear like definition out of certain things, like the lips, like the ears. But I mean, really, it still looked kind of distorted, and it just wasn't what I expected. So. Or
it could have just been the place that we went to too. Like maybe they have more high-tech places somewhere, but. Oh, and then I started getting the pubic bone pain, which is like, oh my god, like it's literally like crippling or whatever, especially if I sit for too long and I try to stand up and I'm like hunched over trying to walk. It is the worst pain ever, and I know for a fact I did not get that with Jaden. So I don't know if it's because like I'm heavier now, I'm older, or because she's just like sitting lower or what, but it is like, it hurts. And yeah, I did not get that with Jaden. Then, oh yeah, and then my lips are like double the size, which I'm not complaining because they're probably gonna go back to normal size after I have this baby, but I thought the whole pregnancy lips thing was like a joke because I remember seeing Kim Kardashian talking about it on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm like, yeah, whatever, she's probably got her lips done and didn't want to admit to it, but like, no, it's totally like a thing. Tell them.
Yeah, her lips got a little bigger.
Yeah. And I'm like, why can't I just stay like this? Like they got like double the size, like my top lip like totally filled out. Like I already have like decent sized lips anyways, but they're like double the size. So
I don't know if they're like double, but they're okay, but they're bigger. I mean double, like you don't.
Okay, my top one definitely filled out more.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we did our maternity photo shoot. We went to Thousand Oaks and we worked with this photographer that I've already worked with a couple times. So we did a few looks with her, and I'll insert some of those too if you would like to see them. I'm still waiting for some pictures from some different outfits, but this baby will be here before I get those. But anyway, so that was really fun. We did like 3 looks. We did some like super sexy ones, which is what I wanted to do. You know, whatever, like I wanted something like more unique and like something sexy because that's like, I don't know.
That's your style.
That's like my thing, I guess. So
not just being sexy is your thing, but just taking sexier-ish.
Yeah.
Like pictures, like meaning that she just likes to kind of take things one step further with her pictures, with her outfits, with whatever she does. So yeah, so she just did it her way.
Yeah. And then I don't know if I want to talk about hemorrhoid. Oh, and then I think I got a hemorrhoid. Gross. I didn't know if I was going to mention this video, but because this is a recap and we're honest here, we tell the truth here on this channel, I think I got one. I didn't get any with Jaden, and I didn't even want to know what it looked like, and I made him take a picture of it so I could see it, and that's all I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about it anymore, but yeah, I think I did get one, and I'm worried about it like bursting or something like when I'm going into labor, so that's all I want to say about that.
It's not a big deal.
Don't even mention it.
It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
That's all we're saying about that. So then also we set up all the baby stuff, we organized, we built everything. There's a getting ready for baby video that I will also link in the description box if you want to check that out. So we washed everything. Like I said, we put everything together. We bought our last minute things that we needed for her. And so everything is set up. She is in our room. She's going to be in our room for a while, probably at least for 6 months until we figure something out. Then we also packed our hospital bags and our diaper bag and all that stuff. So we're like 100% ready, we think. It helps with YouTube videos and Google now because with Jaden, I didn't have any of that. So I just kind of threw stuff in a bag and went.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't feel ready like at all. Because like I said, I'm the type of person that I can never really do enough to be ready, so I don't know what to expect, but we've done everything that we could. We followed all of our lists watched all the videos, watched a couple things here and there. Like I read a couple articles online, stuff just trying to get ready for this whole experience. But I mean, I haven't gone through the 0 through 2 phase. I came into Jaden's life when he was 2, obviously from a different video that I told you guys about. He's now 13, so like I feel good and comfortable with that. But this whole 0 through 2 thing, I have no idea what to expect. We're just gonna play it by ear, night by night, day by day. We'll see how it goes. So
you know, I made it through with Jaden at 19 and had no idea what was going on. So we're definitely more than prepared this time. Just like I said, with being able to like talk to other people and like Google and stuff like that. So we're definitely like prepared. Oh, and then I got like little tiny skin tags too, which apparently that's pretty common during pregnancy. You can't see them, but there's like 10 little tiny pencil dot ones like right here. And then there's like one in my armpit here and one in my armpit here, which I thought was weird. Like I said, I don't remember really getting those with Jaden, but maybe, I don't know if they're gonna last or I'm gonna have to get those taken off too, along with these broken capillaries or what, but like that did happen to me as well.
I mean, and we kind of read up about it. I think we asked our practitioner. She did say that a lot of those are just hormones just kind of being out of whack. So we'll see what happens if we have to get them removed afterwards, and we have to get them removed.
So I guess that's everything for our 3rd trimester recap. I need to hop in the shower and then like redo my makeup for the labor and delivery, so that'll be interesting. But I need to get in the shower and shave everything and, you know, do all that. But thank you guys so much for watching and following along with our journey. And for those of you that always leave comments that are super nice and you seem like really interested, like we really do appreciate it. Like I said, it's nice to bring you guys along on our journey, and then we have these videos to look back on when she gets a little bit older, and we can just look at them like whenever we want. So it's nice to have that. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and the next time you see us together, the baby will be here.